So, last night I had a real Tel Aviv experience. Basically, Sharona messaged me to say that her friend Claire was leaving the country basically and was selling off a few things, and that basically I should get in there and try and buy some stuff off her. So basically she put us in touch, and she said she had like a radiator and a duvet, and I was like, do I need these things? It's Israel. And they were like, yeah, you're going to need this for winter. So I was like, okay. So we arranged a time for me to go over to her house, and I was really like tired and like, oh, really can't be bothered. But Sharona was like, no, it's really worth it, just go, because otherwise you're gonna have to buy everything new and you might as well get it from my friend. So I went over to her house in the evening, and she was like the nicest girl, Claire, and we like chatted, and she's from England and she's moving back to London, and she'd been here for like 4 years. She lived in New York, she'd lived here before. Anyway, and now she was going back home because she had some family stuff that she needed to be there for, and basically, so it was really awkward and weird. So she was like, so this is the plug, like the radiator, and can you give me 40 shekels for that? And I was like, okay. And then here's a duvet, maybe like 30 shekels for that. And then she was like, what else do you really want? I've got all these pots and pans, and she had all this stuff just laid out. And I was like, oh, maybe it would be good to get like another pot or pan because we have like nothing. So basically, and then we just sort of stood there and started chatting, and she was giving me loads of advice, and I was asking her, I was giving her advice about London, because actually she's from Manchester originally. And she's having job interviews, and she worked in the charity sector. I worked in the charity sector, and she was like talking about getting a job in London. Sorry, as a fly. And we ended up chatting loads, and then we were like, should we sit down? We sat on the sofa. I was there for a proper hour, and then after a while it was like, okay, and you kind of need to go, and it's quite late, and this fly is driving me mad. And basically she was like, okay, well, we should have probably sorted all this out like before we started chatting and before we're friends, because now it's just really weird that we have to sort out money. I was like, no, it's fine, like you just tell me what you want me to pay you for these things. And then it was just like one of those moments. She was like, well, what about like 80 or something shekels, or 100? I was like, no, 100 shekels is really fine. And she was just so nice, and she basically was like, yeah, no, that's fine. Threw in loads of other stuff. I came here with like 3 saucepans, meaty cutlery, thank goodness, like a cheese grater, a ladle, like some wine glasses, just so many things. And then I was like, how am I going to get this all home? And then actually before I took everything home, we went for an ice cream with Sharona, which was really nice. And then she was like, oh, it's my leaving party actually tomorrow, because I'm leaving in 2 days, but do you want to come? I was like, oh, okay, fine. So anyway, I finally managed to leave, and we had to get all the stuff into the taxi, which was hysterical. The taxi was not that happy. And then I had to like schlep it up my 3 flights of stairs. Took quite a few journeys. And I thought I dropped the box of wine glasses, and luckily when I checked, they were all okay. And so, yeah, and then so basically tonight I'm going to her leaving party, which is just like really nice and random. It's a shame she's leaving because we would be friends, but it was a real Tel Aviv thing to do, basically. Someone leaving the country, selling off all of their items, and I think I was just really fortunate that she was really lovely and we hit it off, and I think I got like a real bargain. So thank you, Claire. And actually also she was flying back next week, and she was desperately trying to pack and struggling to try and fit everything she has into 3 suitcases, and I said, well, actually I'm going back next week, I'm going back actually in a few days for my friend Danny's wedding, so do you want me to take some stuff for you? And she was like, are you serious? I was like, well, yeah, I'm actually taking an empty suitcase, pretty much empty suitcase, to London so I can fill it up with all my winter clothes to bring back. So she was so grateful, and she gave me like this bag of like shoes and belts, which she quickly cobbled together. So I've actually got to take that home with me next week, and then find a time to just like drop it off at one of her friends or leave it with someone for her to pick up. I don't really know, we have to work that out. But anyway, it was really like, she was so grateful, and I was so pleased to get all this stuff like really cheap and stuff that I will need and use. And yeah, it was just a really good experience.